Welcome to this deep dive, where we unpack the fascinating research shaping how we see the world and, maybe more importantly, how we see ourselves.
Mm,
Today, we're diving headfirst into, well, creativity, how we judge it and why it really matters who's doing the judging.
right, especially for your own learning, your own development.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've been looking at this really interesting article. It's from the Educational Psychology Review
Mhm.
called Evaluation is Creation: Self and Social Judgments of Creativity Across the 4C Model. Dennis Dumas and James C. Kaufman.
It's a great title. Evaluation is creation.
Yeah,
Really makes you stop and think.
it does. And it tackles that, age-old question: what makes an idea creative,
Huh.
original, useful?
And who gets to decide?
Precisely. Their argument is, well, it kind of depends. It depends on your level of expertise.
Which feels intuitive somehow. The more you know, the more nuanced your
Yeah.
view becomes.
Exactly. And they use two main frameworks to explore this. There's the model of domain learning, the MDL.
Okay. How expertise develops.
Right. And then the 4C model of creativity, which is pretty well known. It helps map out different levels of creative impact.
So the MDL and the 4Cs together kind of show how learning and creativity perception are linked.
Yeah, they weave together quite nicely in the paper.
Okay, so our mission for you listening in today,
Mm.
connect these dots with us. We're hoping that by the end, you'll see how your own learning journey, whatever field you're in,
Mm-hmm.
how that intersects with the way creative ideas get judged. Maybe spark a few aha moments about your own process.
Definitely potential for that.
All right, let's kick things off with the 4C model. What are these 4Cs?
So the 4C model, it's basically a way to think about creativity on a spectrum, not just one thing.
Okay,
It starts with mini C. That's the first one. Think really personal insight.
like just for me.
Exactly. That aha moment when you suddenly understand something new or connect two ideas in a way that's novel to you. It doesn't have to be world-changing.
Right, that personal click. Even if, like, millions knew it before, it's new to me.
Yeah. That's mini C, the seed, as you said earlier.
Okay, so that's internal. What's next?
Next up is little c. This is your everyday creativity, the stuff you express and maybe share with people around you.
Friends, family, maybe colleagues.
Yeah, your immediate social circle. Think finding a clever way to organize your desk or telling a really engaging story, or maybe even like coming up with a neat recipe.
So it's got a bit of a social aspect, but still fairly local. People around you might notice or appreciate it.
That's the idea. It resonates within your immediate environment.
Got it. Mini C is personal insight. Little c is everyday expression. What about when things get more professional?
That brings us to Pro C with a capital P. This is the creativity of experts, of professionals working within a specific domain.
Okay, so now we're talking skills. Mastery.
Right. High level of skill. And the creative work here, it often has the potential for, wider impact within that field.
Examples, like a scientist publishing a new finding, or
Yeah, or a musician composing something complex, a designer creating an innovative product, maybe a chef developing a signature dish for their restaurant. It's judged by professional standards.
okay, so external evaluation starts to matter more here. Peers, the industry,
Definitely. Validation from others in the field becomes significant.
which leads us, I assume, to the top level,
To Big C, the game changers.
the legend.
Pretty much. Big C creativity is reserved for those really rare achievements, the ones that fundamentally alter a field or have a huge lasting impact on society.
Like Einstein you mentioned, or maybe artists like Picasso or tech pioneers.
Exactly. People whose work becomes part of history, part of how we understand the world. It goes way beyond just professional recognition.
Wow. Okay, so mini C, personal, little c,
Yeah.
everyday local,
Okay.
pro C, professional expert,
Yeah.
and big C, legendary transformative. That's a really helpful spectrum.
It is. It shows how impact broadens out.
Now, how does that other model, the MDL, fit into this progression, the model of domain learning?
So the MDL basically describes how we get better at things, how expertise develops.
From novice to expert.
Essentially, yes. And the core idea is that when you're starting out, a novice, your understanding and your judgments, including about creativity, are very self-referenced, based on your limited experience.
Right. Does this make sense to me? Is this new for me?
Exactly. But as you gain knowledge, skills, experience, you move towards being more socially referenced. Meaning you start to understand and judge things based on the established norms, the standards, the sort of collective knowledge of that field or domain.
Ah, okay. You gain that broader context. You see where your idea fits or doesn't fit in the bigger picture.
Precisely. And that's where it links so well to the 4 Cs.
How so?
Well, the MDL gives us a learning trajectory through those 4 Cs often. When you're learning, your first insights are probably mini C, new to you.
Makes sense.
As you practice and share a bit, maybe you start doing little C things, getting feedback from your local network.
Building confidence.
Then, if you keep going, maybe go pro, your work starts aiming for pro C level impact. And it gets judged accordingly by peers, by consumers.
And eventually, maybe big C, which needs that deep expertise, that socially referenced understanding.
Exactly. That journey towards bigger creative impact often runs parallel to the journey of developing expertise described by the MDL.
Fascinating. So expertise development and creative potential kind of grow together.
In many ways, yes.
Okay, so if the level of creativity and our expertise are linked, who are the key people doing the evaluating along the way? The article mentions 4 sources.
Yes, 4 main sources of judgment become relevant as you learn. The first one is maybe obvious, but crucial. You. Your own self-evaluation.
Back to many things again.
Absolutely. Especially early on, that internal compass, is this new and meaningful to me? That's paramount. It's the engine.
That feeling of, I got it, or this is cool. Okay, so self-judgment first. Who's next?
Next is your local community. Peers, mentors, teachers, maybe close colleagues or friends who share your interests.
The people who see your early attempts.
Right. And their feedback, their encouragement, even just their acceptance can be huge for a little creativity. It keeps you going.
Yeah, that pat on the back or a constructive comment from someone you trust. Very motivating.
Hugely. Then, as your work reaches further,
beyond the immediate circle.
Yeah, you encounter the judgments of consumers, the audience, the users, the readers, whoever interacts with what you've made.
So if I write an article, it's the readers. If I design an app, it's the users.
Exactly. Their reaction, how they use it, whether they find it novel or useful, that's a powerful form of evaluation, especially moving towards pro C.
Real-world testing, in a way. Okay, self, local community, consumers. What's the fourth?
The fourth is the critics in the domain.
The experts.
The established experts, yes. Reviewers, academics, curators, thought leaders, people with deep knowledge of the field's history and standards.
They know what's truly novel versus just derivative.
They have that context. Their judgment is often critical for pro C recognition and absolutely essential for acknowledging big C contributions over time.
Okay, wow. So self, community, consumers, critics, quite a range.
It is.
Let's try and weave this all together then. How does my expertise level, the C level I'm operating at, and who is evaluating me? How does that all interact?
Okay, let's walk through it. At mini C, when you're just starting, exploring.
Novice stage.
Right. Your own judgment is king. Does it feel new and meaningful to you? That's the main thing. External validation isn't the focus yet.
It's about that personal spark.
Okay. Then moving into little C, everyday creativity, sharing with your network, that's where the local community feedback really comes into play. Their appreciation, their validation, that becomes super important for encouragement.
Right. If my friends think my hobby project is cool, I'm more likely to keep tinkering.
Exactly. Now, jump to pro C. You're a professional creating within your field. Here, the article suggests positive evaluation from either consumers or critics often signals success.
Oh, interesting.
At least one of them, like a film director might get rave reviews from critics, even if box office is modest. That's pro C recognition.
Or they might get panned by critics, but have a massive hit with audiences.
Exactly. That's also a form of pro C success. Positive feedback from consumers. So either channel can validate creativity at that professional level.
Got it. Critical acclaim or market success. Or both, ideally, I guess.
Ideally, sure. But one is often enough for pro C, but for big C.
The game changers.
For big C, the authors argue you generally need sustained positive evaluation from both consumers and critics over time.
Okay. So the experts have to recognize its deep significance and has to resonate widely with the public or users.
That seems to be the pattern for those truly transformative ideas. Think like the theory of evolution, recognized by scientists and fundamentally changing public understanding.
That dual validation makes sense for something truly monumental.
Okay.
This framework is really clicking now. The article also had some points, sort of implications for the field, but also for us as individuals trying to learn and create, right?
Yes, definitely. One key takeaway is about assessment. how we measure creativity.
Like in schools or research?
Yeah, or even with AI tools now. The authors argue we need to align the way we assess creativity with the level of creativity. Mini, little, pro, big, and the most relevant evaluator for that level.
So don't use, like, expert critic standards to judge a beginner's mini exploration.
Precisely. And for us personally, it means thinking. What kind of feedback do I actually need right now? Early on, maybe just self-reflection is key. Later, peer feedback.
Yeah.
Then maybe user testing or expert review.
Being strategic about whose voice you listen to and when.
Exactly. Which ties into the next point. Creative metacognition.
Meta what?
Metacognition. Thinking about your thinking. So creative metacognition is being aware of your own creative process.
Like knowing how I get ideas, what helps me, what hinders me.
Yes. And evaluations, the feedback you get, are crucial data for developing that awareness. They help you learn when to trust your gut and when, maybe, you need an outside view.
So feedback isn't just judgment, it's fuel for self-understanding. I like that.
It's a powerful way to look at it. And finally, they stress domain differences.
Meaning creativity looks different in art versus science versus business.
Looks different and is judged differently by different relevant evaluators. What counts as novel or useful in poetry is not the same as in software engineering.
Right. Context is everything.
You have to understand the specific norms and expectations of your field.
Okay, this is all super insightful. Let's try and make it really practical for listeners. What should someone actually do with this information?
Well, first step is probably just reflection. Think honestly. Where am I on that expertise curve in the areas I care about? Am I exploring mini C, sharing locally, little c, working professionally, pro C, aiming higher?
Okay, locate yourself on the map, so to speak.
Yeah. Then, based on that, ask, who are the most relevant evaluator for my work right now? Is it me? My close peers? A wider audience? Domain experts?
Tailor your focus based on your current stage.
Right. And finally, examine how you currently handle feedback. Do you seek it out from home? How do you process it, the good and the bad? Are you using it to learn and grow?
Or just getting defensive or only seeking praise.
Yeah, being honest about that. Are you using evaluations as data for that creative metacognition we talked about?
Those are great reflection questions. Really get you thinking about your own patterns.
Hmm.
So hopefully this whole deep dive gives everyone a new way to frame their own creative journey.
It's not random who judges your stuff.
Not at all. It's tied to where you are in your learning and the kind of impact your ideas have or could have, moving from that internal validation.
the Nia spark.
All the way to potentially needing that broad societal and expert agreement for the truly big ideas.
Yeah, definitely some aha potential there for thinking about feedback differently.
We hope so. Okay, let's leave everyone with a final thought to chew on.
All right.
Considering these levels, mini, little, pro, big, and the different judges that matter at each stage, how could you get more, I guess, strategic about using feedback to boost your own learning and creativity in whatever you do?
What assumptions about whose opinion matters most might you need to rethink?
Yeah. And how could changing those assumptions actually change how you approach your work, your learning, your whole creative development?